this waiting period was designed to help you get more information, almost like dating somebody for a while before you sleep with them, right? Like or before you marry them. Like nobody wants to marry somebody after the first date. That's crazy. Don't do that. That's a bad investment. That's not because they're a bad person or because it's not going to work, but because you did not investigate before you invested. If you invest before you investigate, then bad things can happen. That's where half the baby mamas and baby daddies come from, because people, you just saw the big button to smile and you got excited. And next thing you know, you're mad for the next 30 years. So like we don't do that, right? Again, irrational investing, very bad idea. Love, life, everything else. You always want to be in your right mind. All right, moving on. So here's what changed. Here's what Nasdaq did. They created a new fast entry rule just for him. And instead of waiting for months for an IPO to enter the Nasdaq 100, they've actually reduced that to 15 trading days, which is wild. Um, they also relaxed the requirements related to the amount of public float, meaning the percentage of the total shares of stock you had to put in the market. Musk likes to maintain control, so he's not letting many of the shares. So what'll happen is they'll release. Let's say they release 100 million shares. Well, the CEO or the board or the insiders might say, well, we're going to keep 95 million for ourselves and put the other 5 million out there, which will establish a valuation, right? So they'll say, okay, well, the other 5 million shares sold for a certain amount of money, and that's like $100 a share or whatever. So they might say, well, we got 95 million shares, which means that our shares are worth 95 million times 100, which would be 950 million, 9.5 billion or whatever, right? So ultimately there's a requirement where you have to put a certain percentage of your shares out to the public, and they actually relax that constraint specifically for SpaceX, from what I understand. And so basically what's going to largely happen is that the being included in the index, what happens is most of you, how many of you, let me ask you this, how many of y'all have like some type of retirement account, a 401k, an IRA, Roth 403b, anybody got a retirement? How many of y'all, I hope everybody says something. If you don't answer, then we got to talk. How many of you got some kind of investment in a retirement account? Okay. Well, what a lot of fund managers do is they do what Warren Buffett used to say. They put a lot of your money in these index funds. In these index funds, they don't try to pick the right stock at the right time. They call that market timing. Market timing, according to the research, does not work. That's just not an effective way to invest. Everybody tries to do it because it seems like it's supposed to work, but it just doesn't. It's not. It's like playing the numbers or rolling the dice or something. Everybody thinks they have a system that's going to work at the blackjack table, and it just doesn't. Again, we research this for a living. Thousands of papers were written on this.